Hi English 12, it's Miss Sopiarz-Rianda. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you worked really hard and got your first drafts of your application writing submitted by Sunday. Remember, if you worked on session 2A, you were working on your resume and cover letter. If you were working on session 2B, then you were focusing on writing your application, your essay for college application. So this unit and this session is really differentiated for those students, to make it applicable for what you are going to be doing in your life after high school, because there is lots of life after high school. So that's what this session was designed for, to differentiate and individualize, and for you to really use it for what you are going to be doing. So what we're doing this week is we are polishing up your rough drafts and submitting your final drafts. So you can see right here, session 3 is due by Sunday, September 14th before midnight. And I also wanted to draw your attention to this next date right here. Remember, I accept late work for work within a unit for up to 85% credit. But once Unit 1 is closed, then the unit is closed, and I do not accept any more work. So I will accept all late work except for discussion. Remember, no discussion is ever accepted late, by Friday, September 19th. So I gave you a little cushion there to get that work submitted before we start really focusing on the next unit, Unit 2. One last date I want to draw your attention to is an extra credit opportunity. That's right, I said extra credit. And this is a cyberbullying internet technology safety presentation that is given at the school at Glen Heights at 5 p.m. and it was really well attended last year. It was a super great presentation. So if you are able to get to that, please do. And if you do, they'll take attendance there and you will receive extra credit for that. Okay, so clicking on Unit 1, you submitted your rough drafts right there. Session 3, perfecting the application. You'll watch the video that you're watching right now, right here. And then you'll click on the session plan. And what we'll be doing this week is working on editing and revising your application writing from last week. So if you worked on session 2A, you're going to be perfecting your cover letter, just your cover letter, not your resume, just your cover letter. I'm going to say that again, cover letter, not resume, okay? If you worked on session 2B and you worked on your college essay, then you're going to be perfecting your college essay this week. So these are all the things that I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago. Here's that assignment list and point value of what we're doing along with our schedule for this week. So this week on Monday, you need to watch this video update and then start working on your revision process. Remember, there's a difference between revision and editing. Editing is just the grammatical stuff. Revision is revision of content. So we are going to be looking at all the different ways, and you are going to be revising, focusing on a few different elements. You're also going to be tracking your changes on your rough draft. You're going to be tracking changes made for vocabulary, figurative language, transitions, and conclusions. And I have this video created right here to help you track those changes in your rough draft. You're going to submit all of the changes that you will be making in your rough draft, okay? And then once you resolve those changes, then you're going to submit that final draft into the peer editing, into the grammar checker, and then finally, after you review it with the rubric, into the final draft. Okay? So let me walk you through this a little bit here. So here's a video. Either you can click on it here, it's embedded, or the link right there. And what you're going to basically be doing is you're going to be tracking the changes that in your rough draft using your word processor. So there's all these different, if you're using Word, Office, iWork, or Apple, or WordPerfect, here are links to help you understand how to make those changes, how to track those changes. So be sure to watch that video, okay? you are going to be tracking changes, like I mentioned, for those 4 things for your revision process. You're going to be checking it for language, transitions, conclusions, and figurative language. And so as you click next through the session, the one before focused on language. Language. This is figurative language, so metaphors and similes. Again, tracking the changes. Transitions, and then conclusions. And along this entire process, you are going to be tracking your changes. You're going to be making these changes in your rough draft using the track changing, okay? And then finally, before you resolve your rough draft into your final draft, you are going to submit that document right here, okay? So be sure that if you have any questions about this, just let me know. But I should be able, the point of this assignment is for me and for you to see all of the changes that you're making from your rough draft to your final draft. Okay, so this is where I'm actually seeing those changes. Okay, once you resolve them and make those changes, then, as you're seeing right here, prepare to share, then you'll submit it into the writing discussion board. And then finally, you'll just move through the editing process, which, remember, the editing is just make sure it's free from grammar errors. And you can click on this link, and using this username right here, no, there's no password required, will help you with that as well. And down here also is the rubric for this assignment. So before you submit it on the next page, be sure that you look at the rubric along with your application writing. And this is where you would submit it. Now this is worth 120 points, and remember, you are only submitting either your resume or your college essay, not your, oh my gosh, what did I just say? Your cover letter and essay. Cover letter and essay, no resume, okay? If you have any questions about any of this next week, just let me know. And then next week, the following week, we're going to move on to critical theory. Good stuff. Have a great week, everybody.